Make sure. Okay. I think we're live, Jet. And
We're
so
live.
introduce yourself. My heck, I can barely, I mean, I know you're Jesse, but I better say your name right.
You're good. You're good. Yeah. So my name's Jessie. I started this business about 3 weeks ago. After a friend of mine, Ryan Peterson, um, I had messaged him wanting to try the toothpaste, and he told me what success he'd had and suggested that I try selling it. And so I just gave it a shot, and it just has exploded way faster than I ever planned it would.
And
That's,
Jesse,
that's what happened.
so I know the answer to this question. This is rhetorical, but
Uh-huh.
tell us where you live because I think that's really interesting.
Okay, so I live in Provo, just
Provo.
down the street from New Skin, not too
So
far away.
for years,
Yeah,
living here. Everybody everybody thinks that everybody knows New Skin here, and social media has opened a whole new world, right?
it's true. Oh yeah, and I mean I remember when New Skin came in and was this huge deal, this big, beautiful building, and I didn't really know anything about it until lately.
Yeah. So tell us about you. What are you doing? What's your life like?
Yeah, sure. So I graduated from BYU a year ago, and I'm working right now as a medical assistant for a rheumatologist in Orem, the classic 9 to 5. Well, we actually do about 7 to 4. But yeah, that's what I've been doing for the past year or so. And the big draw to this whole company for me was actually the idea of freedom of time. Just the idea of having the opportunity to go do what I want to do and have more flexibility, have more financial freedom. That's what was the big draw for me. So
Interesting.
that's what I've been up to.
So how did that all go together? So Ryan's your sponsor, and you started posting, and I'm assuming that you kind of followed the templates initially. And how did that go?
Yeah, so honestly, I've never done any kind of program like this. I've never been good with business, honestly, but Ryan kind of walked me through how to do the different templates, and Nick and John too. Um, I gotta give them a lot of credit. They've been helping me a ton. But yeah, I just went for it and made my first post, and it was a success. I reached out to a bunch of the people, and I first started it thinking this would be great to make $10 per tube of toothpaste, right? But after I had, sold a lot of tubes of toothpaste, I kind of focused more on recruiting and getting more people to, see the big picture and sign up on my team and kind of expand as much as possible. And lately, that's what I've been learning is the biggest tool for growth really in the business is expanding and just reaching out to people and kind of sharing the vision with as many people as you can.
Yeah, that's really good. That's really where the leverage and freedom comes.
Yeah.
I don't like to talk a lot on these. I really like hearing news stories, and I think it's really, really neat to see people, that kind of catch the vision of having their own business, and it's such a neat environment. So, um, you know, talk to us just a little bit about. So first, and don't want to put words in your mouth at all, but at first it was just a little extra cash, right?
Oh yeah. Well, I thought if you to make $10 on the side per tube of toothpaste, I mean, that's pretty good margins. That's one thing I do.
Make a couple $100 a week, right? Or
Sure.
whatever.
Yeah, it
And
pays for my bills or help out with groceries or whatever. I mean, nothing, I didn't think it would be something so huge and drastic. But then after I just started recruiting people and everyone else started seeing the vision that I signed on my team, it's just exploding and just it's like a snowball effect. And so I don't think I even really saw the big picture at first. I kind of just thought, you know what, this would be nice to make a little extra money on the side because why not? And now
yeah,
I'm starting to think, well, maybe, I mean, why not me? I guess that's something I love is I've always thought, oh, this is a business or this is something that's out of reach, but why not me? Why not be you? Anyone can do it. That's what I've
I
learned.
love that. I love it. You know, we always talk, and we try to put things in catchphrases so that people can remember. But really the process. And I like to take a couple minutes of these calls to do a little bit of mentoring coaching. And, it's the three steps that you're really looking to do with somebody is expose them, which, what a great way to get exposed when you put something on your Facebook and everybody wants it, right? What
Right,
a
right.
great exposure. And then we want to involve people. And this is one of those forms of involvement where you get the opportunity to kind of tell your story and inspire other people. And it's, in 3 weeks to become an executive. You'll be an executive July 1st and start to override your whole team and start to have the leverage that's associated with that. I love the John Paul Getty. It's what recruited me was the John Paul Getty quote. And a lot of people probably, a couple generations, even my generation, didn't really know who John Paul Getty was. He was the first billionaire.
Oh,
And
wow.
he had two famous quotes that got repeated and repeated and repeated. One was, I'd rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own efforts, because, and I actually have his book, and what he said was, eventually, if you're 100% on your own economically, like you're selling your time,
Hmm.
eventually you may become tired. Your attitude trains down, and it gets old. Going and knowing you have to do that every single day. That's he kind of put that in words. And then the second quote that I love out of that book is, if you really want to create wealth in your life, you've got to have a product that goes up in smoke or down the drain. And in this case, we're right on, right? And
Hmm.
so I'm excited for you to, see that happen for you in July, where now you can start really thinking about helping other people learn to, pay their bills, pay
Yeah.
their groceries, really, really impact people's lives for the good. So tell us just a little how. So the third step, it's expose, involve, and upgrade. So tell us a little bit about how you're like, why not me? Well, what does that look like right now? Are you brave enough to set some goals?
I mean, I think as of this last week, it really hit me that this is bigger than I planned it would ever be, truly. Because I was thinking, you know what, I'm being serious when I say just, it's been a snowball effect. So I'd say that, yeah, my goals now are to be a leader and to make it to South Africa and become a leader in the company, because I already feel like I've achieved more than I thought I could initially. And I've kind of developed this mindset change of, why not go all out, go for it? Why couldn't it be me? You
I
know?
love it. And if you were going to give somebody, somebody new, somebody on your team, so, we're
Uh-huh.
going to take this, we'll put it on the team YouTube so that you can use it and others can use it, because, you know, it's one thing for an old dog like me to be telling his story. It's another thing for somebody 3 weeks in the business that lives, I'm going to guess, you probably live 10 blocks from me.
Probably.
We've never met, and
Uh-huh.
we didn't talk. I didn't coach you, right? This is just
Right.
your story. And we probably never would have met if it wasn't social media, right? We didn't meet till an hour ago.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And that's what I love, is you meet so many people in so many areas, and this is something that anyone can do living anywhere. And it's, yeah, it's a big connection tool. And social media has opened a whole new world for people to connect and for this to just explode. That's something I've learned, is the
Yeah,
power
and
of social media.
And what a great position we find ourselves in, because learning that to tell that story, and that's what we're teaching people, is we're telling people how to tell a story in social media. It takes more than one post. It's that before and after. So you're solving a problem with a product, and then you're saying, do you want to be included in this order? Which is kind of another exposure. And then you're saying, oh my gosh, this really went well. I paid my groceries this week, or I had extra money to go on a weekend with friends, or whatever that is. And so you're telling that story, and you can really do that with any product, right? So your creativity now is like your next tool. And I think that's really fun for people.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm wanting to do too, is expand out of even the toothpaste and do the other products that Nu Skin has to offer, because I think they have some really good products just from going and doing the tour that I did and looking at the different things that they have to offer. I think that would be my next direct step that I'm going to take is
Yeah, just
brand.
expand a little,
Yeah.
and that's going to happen pretty naturally anyway because we have Power Lips coming out. You know, Power
Yeah.
Lips is getting announced at the Social Success Summit on the 13th and 14th. And you know, I don't know what your situation is on that, but you need to have your team there. You know, you
Oh,
need to make sure that your team. So here's how I look at Social Summit, and we're at 10 minutes, but so you have this is a business to be learned. And if it weren't, I wouldn't want to be involved. If this were a timing business or a luck business, it wouldn't be for me personally. I think if people can learn it, then it's real.
yeah.
Does that make sense to you?
Oh,
Uh,
yeah. Agree.
so there, you know, if you look at time, you know, you've learned this really fast and gotten to a certain place. And now you're looking at being a team leader, and you know, it's going to take some time to put those skills in place. And so if somebody can compress that, if they can say, well, instead of taking 6 months, I'm going to take it, you know, I've got people coming from overseas. It's going to take them 6 days because they're going to travel 2 days here and 2 days back, and they're going to be here 3 days while they're here. So 6 days total. What I'm telling them is you can compress this into a really narrow space and learn it really fast, right? And so
Right.
from your perspective, where you're looking at a team and you're trying to build that team, you know, say you had 10 people in that room, they're going to get 2 days of the best practices from the globe, not locally, not, you know, not even regionally. The people that are coming to speak, you know, the three big speakers, one's from New Zealand. She's powering her business with polishing bars. She's not even doing toothpaste, right? She's built clear to blue diamond with polishing bars.
Wow.
18 months ago, she was living in a travel trailer taking a shower every morning in a hose. She was a single mom, and you know had been left in a really bad situation. She's a little sensitive about this whole story, but she'd really gotten in a bad place, and in 18 months she's really doing good. You know, we're talking about doctor money, and
Yeah.
yeah. And then Perry Walker is going to come speak. She's been 2.5 years in the business. She kind of for a year wasn't sure she even really wanted to do it, and then a year somebody talked her into coming to an event, and she got the vision of what it could be, and in the last 18 months she's really built a team. 25, these both of these, you know, girls are 25 years old, 25, 26 years old.
How
the
old I
third,
am.
the third one that's speaking is even more interesting to me, and this is the infamous Oklahoma girls. And these girls have been in the business eight months in the U.S. in a city of 1,300 people. There's more cows in their city than there are people, right? Really rural Oklahoma. And they've never visited the company, never been to a company event, and they're speaking as keynotes at our global event, right? So, you know, where do you get that kind of horsepower under one roof? All new. You know, these are not people like me that have been around for, you know, decades. These are, you know, 18 months. That is not that long. I mean, you can't go to college. You can't do what you're doing on 18 months of education, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
So anyway, I got a little bit lectury.
No.
I got on a diatribe because it's really on my mind because I was just on the planning call and I'm like really excited for this event. Anyway, so last bit of advice to your brand new team member who joined today, what would you say?
I would say to just go for it. Go all in. Go for it. There's nothing to lose. And I think it's worth it. I really do. I think the sooner that people can see the big picture, the better, truly. Because this is more than just selling toothpaste. And I can see that already, and it's only been a month or 3 weeks for me.
Well, I love it. So hopefully we'll see each other at the company at some point. I'm down there every
Yeah.
morning for a shake. I go to the spoon every morning and have a shake. So I'm
I'll
wondering.
run into you sometime.
I will. Okay, so thanks so much for spending your time. I think people are really going to be inspired by this. I think it's really nice of you to do.
Oh,
So
I'm just
thanks.
excited, truly. This has been such a great experience already. I'm excited.
You'll be a star. You'll be a star in Southeast Asia in about 30 minutes. I mean, there's going to be
Huh.
people watching this all over the world, right?
Oh, wow.
So that's cool.
No pressure. I'm just kidding.
No pressure. You did great. Okay, thanks. If you need help, you know where to find it, right? You've got great
Do.
people helping you.
I
And
do.
yeah,
Yeah, sure do. Have some great mentors.
okay.
Thank you.
Thanks. Have a good night. Okay, good night.
Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.